Hamas terrorists brutally murder Ariel brothers Ariel and Kfir Bibas with their bare hands. Israel said Friday despite the terror group long claiming that children were killed in a targeted airstrike carried out by the Jewish state. Ariel and Kfir Bibas were murdered by terrorists in cold blood. IDF spokesman Rear Admiral Daniel Hagarisadov, the boys, ages 4 and 10 months respectively. Contrary to Hamas's lies, Ariel and Kfir were not killed in an airstrike. The terrorists did not shoot the two young boys, they killed them with their bare hands. Afterwards, they committed horrific acts to cover up these atrocities, Hezade. The shocking assertion was made after Theumster's remains were among those returned in 4 coffins to Israel and positively identified Thursday as part of the ongoing ceasefire deal, according to Israeli officials. This assessment is based on both forensic findings from the identification process and intelligence that supports these findings, Hagarisadov, adding the tragic children were killed in Gaza no later than November 2023, a month after Hamas's October 7 massacre in Israel. We have shared these findings, intelligence, and forensics with our partners around the world so they can verify it. The Bibas family, who became global symbols of the plight of Israeli hostages, had long held out hope. The boys and their mother, Shiri Bibi, were still alive after they were kidnapped by Hamas from their home in Nir Oz on October 7. Shiri's husband and the boys' father, Yarden Bibas, was also taken hostage, but he was later freed, alive, by Hamas on February 1. The IDF spokesman said he spoke to the grief-stricken father on Thursday to inform him of the harrowing developments. Yarden looked me in the eyes and asked that all the world know and be horrified by the manner in which they murdered his children, Hagari said. During the father's captivity, Hamas had forced him to announce the death of his wife and kids in a tragic propaganda video. At the time, the terror group had claimed without offering proof that the Boysenthir mother had been killed in an Israeli airstrike in November 2023. Israel only officially confirmed their demise this week, after revealing the bodies of the boys and their mom would be among their mains Thathamas had agreed to turn over Thursday. While Israeli officials positively identified the remains of boys and another hostage, 83-year-old Oded Lifshitz, the fourth casket which was meant to hold their mother contained an anonymous, unidentified body. During the identification process, it was determined that the additional body received is not that of Shiri Bibas, and no match was found for any other hostage, officials said. On Friday, the purported body of Shiri was en route to Israel after Hamas claimed it delivered her remains to the Red Cross. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Friday decried Thekel Drensmerd's, saying these perfect children were 4 years old and less than 1 year old when the Hamas savages snatched them from their mother's arms. Who kidnaps a little boy and a baby and murders them? Monsters, that's who, he added. Netanyahu vowed revenge he called a cruel and malicious violation of the ceasefire deal over the failure to return the mom's remains. The Israeli letter accused the terror militants of acting in an unspeakably cynical manner by placing the unidentified remains in the coffin instead of Bibas. We will work with determination to bring Shiri home together with all our hostages both living and dead and ensure that Hamas pays the full price for this cruel and malicious violation of the agreement, he said. The sacred memory of Oded Lifshitz and Ariel and Kfir Bibas will be forever enshrined in the heart of the nation. Let avenge their blood. And so we will avenge. Hamas, on Friday, dismissed the incident as an error and claimed it had no interest in retaining any bodies. However, President Trump's special envoy for hostages, Adam Boehler, speculated that the mother's body was replaced because her injuries were likely too gruesome. Why would they do this? Probably the answer is she was so brutally murdered that she's being hidden or the body has been disposed of and they probably cannot give her back, he told Sons Anderson Cooper Thursday. It's horrific. It's a clear violation. And if I have one piece of advice for Hamas now, it's you need to release her body immediately. Meanwhile, news of Thekel Drensisvaja demise sparked immediate outrage.